Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the TPO eSports stream. Tonight we have a tournament series matchup coming out of Titan eSports between Piltover's finest enforcers and the TPO Goats. Tonight, I myself am Jim Halpert, and I am joined by Emily Loki Bear. How are you doing tonight, Emily?
I'm doing great. How are you this evening, Jim?
I'm good. We're currently waiting on the teams to get ready up for draft. So why don't you go over the rosters and tell everybody who will be playing tonight for the teams?
All right. So for Piltover's finest enforcers is Jake Quall in the top lane. Looks like Finny in the jungle. Bivexual in the mid lane. Espada in AD carry and Explosion as support. And for TPO goals, we have Notorious TLP in the top lane. We have Mr. Sadman in the jungle. We have Deathlow in mid lane. Dog Davis is the AD carry, and DB Pop Tartism as support.
And these are some players that we've seen before because Piltover Finest, I do recognize some of these players from when the Mythic tournament series was around. Like Jakal, I do recognize. Not everybody
Yeah,
else.
Gregory loves his fries. Espada was an Explosion were subs, I believe.
But we are just
Yeah.
waiting on both teams to ready up currently.
Yes, for draft. So, what are you expecting? What are the bands that you're expecting to see thrown towards TPO goats? Let's see if we can get a
Towards
little
TPO
insight on
Goats,
this.
probably the Smira towards Dog Davis. That's one of his favorite, as well as the Morgana for Deathlow. That's a strong pick for him. He's always had a good showing on it that I've seen him play when he does get his hands on this champ. The other day he did uh, he did play top lane for another of the TPO goats, so which was very interesting to watch, and he did exceptionally well in top lane there. Um, I will be surprised because I have not seen it slide through yet. But Mr. Sadman does play Maokai, and I don't think a single team has allowed him to play Maokai yet.
No, they haven't allowed Maokai, and I think he's gotten a Mumu on a couple occasions, but not not a whole lot. They kind of keep him off of it. Well, especially the Maokai. I'm kind of hoping. I'm rooting for Deathlow to get his Morgana.
And the draft does begin, so we'll shortly see. And there's that smear that we were talking about.
Oh man. poor Dog Davis is never gonna get to play that AD carry, I swear.
He has a lot of other champs though that he can go.
He
It's
does.
just that one is his like big AD carry that he plays a lot of. So, and she is a powerful AD carry um,
Yes.
that
Yeah,
does have.
Samira's kind of terrifying. I know she's my insta van whenever I go into game.
And I do know, I just did get an update that wasn't a failed misban by TPO Goats. They did have an issue where Mr. Sadman did change his name, and unfortunately, due to them not getting it updated in time,
Yeah, it cost them a ban, which is
yeah, it did
fine.
cost them a ban.
The Anivia was also banned for the side of TPO Goats, and the Syndra ban comes in for Piltover's finest. I'm never gonna be able to say that full name. Like, that's so many. That's so much for me to say.
I would just run with Piltover's finest, but yep,
I really like
Nivea
it.
and Renekton. So both the Morgana and the Maokai are let through. But it looks like TPO Goats
No,
might just ban the Maokai themselves.
I was gonna say they're hovering that.
Yep, and that Maokai is not through. That's in a first pick of Mumu. It's something that
Oh
can get flexed
no.
between jungle and support. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
So Jarvan is picked up first on the side of TPO Goats.
Which is something that can be heavily impactful here. It just ultimately comes down
Yes.
to what he plays with. If he plays with a lot of poke, it's not going to be great. But if he plays with like something like an Oriana or a Misfortune, that when he locks down people, they just get stuck in that ult and more
Yeah,
damage comes on top, it's going to hurt.
absolutely.
And
Oh,
that
and
is
it
the
looks like
Morgana.
Deathlow does get the death or the yes, I can talk today. Deathlow does get his Morgana.
But that is something that is quite a flex pick as well, since it is something that could go support.
Oh please,
Um,
Deathlow's not letting that one go.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't mid lane, because Dathlo plays it so much, but that it is a champ that could potentially be flex mid or support if they decide that something's slightly better into mid lane here. They could go
The
with that option.
Aphelios was picked for the AD carry on the side of Piltover's finest.
That's a very
So
interesting pick.
I mean, Aphelios is strong. I don't really understand the whole gun thing. I was never good at it. You don't let me play it, so
I've tried
I'll be
explaining it
excited
too.
to.
Uh, you didn't listen well.
Listen, it's all about selective hearing, Jim.
And that is gonna
The
be a
Seraphine.
Seraphine.
From the op.gg that I saw, Seraphine is played, I believe, by the support.
That's Kaisa
Price,
being
Kaisa
hovered.
hovered.
And it's locked in. So that's going to be Dog Davis on the Kaisa in response to that Aphelios.
Listen, I think that every champ can go anywhere after I saw that Hullbreaker Sona earlier. First strike, Hullbreaker, Sona top. It kind of hurt my heart, but I mean, if it works and they won the game, I mean, go for it.
All right, there's a ban of the Yone. So they're looking at trying to get rid of some of those mid lane picks to go potentially into that Morgana. Gangplank response
Ooh,
by
Gangplank
Piltover's finest.
and the Alawi hover. I mean, I understand the Alawi ban. The more that I play Alawi, the less that I ever want to lean against it. So
She's somebody that can easily be that bruiser effect up in top lane and kind of create a menace. She can create a lot of area with that ult that she has as well.
and Orin has been one of the stronger top laners of late. I mean, I think Orin's always been fairly strong. So
He's a
with
incredibly safe um, tank for the top lane, and
yes,
he scales late game. And just those added Ornn items to scale late. Oh, and it's not a Morgana mid.
What?
That's an
Dazzle gave up
Orianna, and it's
Morgana?
going to be a Morgana support unless they're doing something weird where it's going to be an Orianna support, which has popped up in the meta here and there. It's not insanely popular. I'd be surprised if they pulled it out here because I don't think I've seen them play it before. And that's going to be a Thresh support, so they're showing that it is a Seraphine mid. So they're looking at Seraphine mid into that Orianna, most likely.
Yeah, you are right. CV Pop Tart does play Morgana very well, actually. And it looks like the Cyan Hover comes in from Piltover's Finest and is selected. All right. I was kind of hoping to see an Ori support. Like, I actually had one not too long ago, and it's not bad. It's just not something that you see a whole lot of. But I know that Ori can be useful around the map with her ultimate, so.
When she goes support, she's more kind of like speeding up and shielding and getting the disturbance of the ult, where it just shocks everybody back into a different position so that your team can kind of re-engage. But that is a
We got
last pick
the
Aatrox,
Aatrox. Yes.
which will be able to kind of like bully out the Scion in the early laning phase.
Yeah, Aatrox is kind of just like a menace all over the map. I mean, I'm not sure what the matchup is into Scion, but it's definitely a rough, uh, like overall for the team. Aatrox is going to be rough going into, so. So we'll have to see how this turned out. I'm interested to see. I don't think I've seen a CB Pop Tart on Morgana yet. I've seen her play as several other picks, but not Morgana.
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be
just looking
very.
at the op.gg's again, and Piltover's Finest is definitely they have a very interesting team setup. It looks like some of the players play multiple roles, so which is which is a good thing for like flexibility and whatnot.
It'll be interesting to kind of see these teams pull it out because there is that engage and dive. The Jarvan's going to kind of look to hook up with that Orianna to engage with his flag and dragon potentially alt and her alt. Aatrox is going to look to flank and just go at it. Kai'Sa's going to look to dive and get those assassination kills on the backline. Morgana's going to be shielding and essentially peeling for everybody, while there's a bit more of engage on the side of Piltover's Finest with the Amumu, Bandage Toss, the Scion ult as well. Thresh Hook could potentially land and start a fight. Seraphine ult. There's a lot of stuff that can do it, but the big issue with them is there's not that much damage. If the Felios falls behind early, he's gonna have to scale
Yeah.
till late. Or even if they get caught out in fight, the Seraphine or the Felios get caught out in fight, it cuts their damage heavily. While
Yeah.
there's a lot more damage on the side of TPO guilds.
I know that with I mean, between like Aphelios and Kaisa does have the early game. Like she definitely has like the early because I mean, obviously you and I both play her, so we both um are very well versed with her kit. Morgana just like from the start. I mean, she normally starts her Q, so she's just gonna look to root and put the Aphelios behind, deny him any like lane pressure. So oh, I'm excited for this team. We've been watching them for the past few weeks, and they've definitely had some really good games. Great play styles. So I would expect nothing less from them this time around.
And it's nothing out of the ordinary as they're making their way through the like in league in client picks. It is the Oriana mid, so it's not going to be an odd Oriana support and Morgana mid. So they did kind of have that flex of let's show something that Dathlo plays in the mid lane, and we'll switch it around and not reveal our hand so that they might, so we can get the better pick into the matchup.
Yeah.
Based off of these drafts, though, Emily, who do you think is going to end up getting this the lead in this first game?
I mean, I hate when you ask me those questions because I'm really biased with it. It's like I love watching TPO girls play. Like they bring so much like interesting um like characters to like the game. So I sat with the TPO goat. And I did forget to put the prediction up because we did get our channel point set up finally. Um, so I'll make sure that I do that next game. But I'm gonna have to hand it over to TPO this round. How are you feeling about these teams, there, Jim?
I'm personally leaning towards TPO goats as well. Not necessarily biased. I just think that it's a more it's an easier comp to run. They
Yes.
don't have to do much. Essentially, what Piltover's Finest
Uh,
has drafted is a protect the carry comp. Most of that
yes.
damage is going to be coming out of that Aphelios. If the Aphelios dies, they're going to have control mage like damage from the Seraphine.
I just think that they had to be mindful of those thresh hooks and like don't underestimate the thresh hooks. Don't underestimate the Scion ult. The Seraphine roots because her E is a root. So I mean they do have a lot of healing with Seraphine. So and like they definitely have to watch out for the cubes coming in from Amumu. I'm expecting an early gank from Amumu. I don't know how much the changes have affected his gameplay. I really haven't seen a whole lot of it. I do play Amumu jungle, so I haven't seen a whole lot of changes for him. But I guess we will see. We are going to go on a short spectator delay to get ready for game one. So stick around, and we shall be right back. Hello and welcome back to Game 1 of TPO Ghost versus Piltover's Finest Enforcers. I'll get that right. A mouthful, I have to say. It does look like there's a little bit of level 1 coming in on the side of Piltover's, where TPO Ghost is kind of just setting up their normal style.
30 seconds
It doesn't look like a whole lot of wording going on from TPO Ghost yet. But the Piltover's Finest is kind of positioning to go in on both on either CB Pop Tart or Dog Davis. Yeah, I mean, like they did place some wards down to get some vision to make sure that they weren't going to come in through the tri bush. So it just looks like your normal setup. I'm hoping that the Kaisa and Morgana can take advantage of their of the early game to prevent the Aphelios from being able to scale. Kaisa did take Cleanse, and Aphelios took the heal, and Thresh took Exhaust instead of Ignite, which I think is typical. There are quite a bit of TPs on this team, though, in the mid lane and both top laners, or both mid laners and both top laners. All right. Yeah. I didn't see who hits the level 2. He was able to hit level 3 first. But it looks like it's gonna be a fairly like even start. It looks like both AD carries started the Doran's Blade instead of the long sword. I know my preference on Kaisa is starting the long sword, but I can understand into this game why you would want the Omni Vamp help from Doran's Blade. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like the ooh. Morgana did land a really nice stun on the Thresh, which ended up resulting in her getting hooked by Thresh in return. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth with these teams. Yes. Morgana did also blow her flash as well, and that Thresh didn't blow the flash, but Aphelios blew his flash. Morgana's flash, I can talk. Morgana's flash was blown. So right now, it did give Aphelios time to hit level 5 first. The real thing is going to be who's going to be able to hit level 6 first in this bot lane. And for these supports, they're actually fairly even on the support goal. Because whoever hits that first is ultimately going to get the warding, like the potential to ward more to get more vision down. So that was gold that went over to the Amumu in that fight, which does put him about a 600 gold lead above. Cyan. Jim needs a dubby. Jim needs a dubby badly. Oh, jeez. The party down in bot lane. Oh, nice root from the Morgana. So Jim, did you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I did not. I apologize.
Galaxy.
My stuff does not like
So
me to
Jim's
say.
been talking this entire time, and apparently no one's been able to hear him, but I do appreciate you, Galaxy.
Yes, thank you for reaching out and saying. And the Science getting caught out, he does have his ult, could potentially go away. The ult from the Jarvan to secure him down as 3 people roam topside, as the Orianna also was there. Another kill onto that Scion. He is starting to lose a lot of CS here. The Jarvan and Orianna do go for that Herald, but Orianna just gets wrapped up and locked down. Orianna was unfortunately face checked the Amumu, which just locked it down, and the Seraphine was able to follow up ult to get the kill. And now it looks like the Piltover's finest mid jungle and support are looking to do the Herald.
Harold does go over to Piltover's finest. We do have. Oh, I never think I expected. It looks like Dragon. Is that? Yes, so Dragon's up, and it looks like this is. What if not telling me it's Dragon? I'm struggling today. Apparently.
Herald was dropped mid to get some plates down there and create some pressure. Mumu, Seraphine, and the Thresh are sitting in that bot river trying to set up vision and potentially make a play around Drake. Oriana's mid and the Jarvan's kind of trying to sniff out but does get rooted up by that Seraphine while trying to see what's going on.
The block switch version. It looks like the first dragon is going to go over to Piltover's finest uncontested. The side of TPO just was not in position to be able to take that.
The bot lane
So
there ended up backing off to kind of give away the pressure and give away that first Drake and just say, hey, we'll get the next one instead.
Kaisa does come back to lane with a Noon Quiver, a Pickaxe, and the Cloak of Agility, where Aphelios chose to go tier 2 boots and longsword.
Big difference up here in top lane. This Aatrox is able to sit there and just bully the Scion down.
Aatrox is a menace in lane. I know that like Scion gets big late game, but I don't know how big against the Aatrox is going to be allowed to get. Doesn't look like Aatrox is giving him much room to exist there. The CS wise, the bot lane seems fairly even. The mid lane's fairly even, but there's a massive difference in the top lane by about almost 20 CS. So, and the Aatrox was able to pick up the serrated Dirk, where the Scion just has the Bracer and Giant's Belt. A full Gore Drinker was picked up by Jarvan, and Amumu has the Demonic Embrace. There's a fight going on down in bot lane, and it looks like the Thresh is going to go down to Kaisa, and CB Pop-Tart is looking to go
Kaisa
in,
dashes in. Does get that kill onto the Thresh. Now it's the Aphelios that's caught out. He does get locked down by the Q. Almost gets the Kaisa there. But a double kill goes over to the Kaisa. And what was a quiet lane? Scion ults in to see what he can do. Aatrox ult does follow up. The flash over the wall by Notorious does get the kill onto the Scion, who's now 0-3.
That's going to be a little bit rough for the Scion to come back into, because you have a 2-0 Aatrox and a 2-0 Kaisa. The only lane that's struggling just a little bit is the mid lane, kill-wise, but Oriana does skill pretty hard late game.
And the kills against the Oriana were not going on where they needed to there. They were all going on to this Amumu, who does go for the flash Q, though Seraphine ult does miss. Another kill onto that Amumu. I don't know why you would have smited there and not just waited for the Seraphine to catch up and try to give that kill over to get her ahead. Because yes, Amumu, gold on Amumu is not bad, but they're going to need a lot of damage and not just that big beefy front line in order to go tear through this damage that the TPO goats is going to have here.
Yeah, I mean, there is... Seraphine will be more of like will be more active like later on once she picks up the Leandries, because she does have a Lost Chapter and full boots. Kaisa was able to pick up full Kraken Slayer and tier 2 boots when Morgana took the Merc Treads. I don't know if I built Merc Treads in Morgana. I normally go sorcery, but I think that it does make sense into the Amumu and Scion Thresh matchup. It looks like Sadness is kind of looking for a way to come to make a gank bot lane, but the bot lanes are just kind of pushed under a turret. Scion and Aatrox are still noodle fighting up in top lane. Aatrox does have a 2-level lead though.
I don't know if it's wet noodle fight still, because the Aatrox was able to pick up that Eclipse. It's going to start doing even more damage to the Scion. Scion just kind of bought that Heartsteel, is sitting there going like, I just want to be big and tanky, just give me the heals. But the Aatrox is looking to go in and get aggressive as much as he can, putting out the damage up there. Has barely taken any damage themselves. The Amumu's fighting bot side. A good cleanse by the Kai'Sa does allow her to get out. Return damage onto the Amumu, but it does not look like the Morgana and Kai'Sa want to currently turn around. The Q from the Amumu and the Morgana go wide. Seraphine does join here, as well as the Orianna and the Jarvan.
This is a big part down
The
there.
Jarvan does get hooked and then slowed by the Seraphine E. Jarvan does have the ball, Orianna ball on him currently. It's something that you got to be careful of. Amumu Q does land onto the Morgana, but the Morgana does use her Hourglass. Jarvan ults in, followed up by the Orianna ult. The fight ensues though. Jarvan does go down, but the Kai'Sa takes a return kill. Meanwhile, Scion takes the turret up in top lane. Currently a 1-for-1 down in bot lane. Jungle for support, it does lean towards the favor of Piltover's Finest, because they were able to also get one turret, and it looks like a potential second turret up in top side.
Scion's taking a lot of turret shots here, and ended up getting executed. That's rough.
Another Q by Amumu does go in a little bit too deep. He might be caught out here now. Shutdown going over to the Orianna. That's gotta feel good. Finally getting the revenge kill. And that does give over this second Drake to the TPO goats, as Jarvan has respawned and is able to get there.
So that gives the Chemtech to Piltovers, but it gives the Hextech Drake to TPO Ghosts. I was waiting to see if the Hextech Gates are built, but they are not.
But one thing that TPO goats does have to do here is keep in mind the dragons now. It is a Mountain Soul, which heavily favors Piltover's Finest here, where they're going to be able to sit there and get tankier and tankier if they start stacking those Drakes. So TPO Goats is going to want to start stacking them, making sure that Piltover's Finest doesn't get those Drakes and doesn't get that soul.
It looks like Scion was clearing vision around the Herald, and Piltover's Finest is kind of positioning to take that, but the entire team of TPO Ghosts is there, minus Kai'Sa, who looks like she's making her way up.
She needs to be careful here though, because she can easily get caught out if she doesn't have appropriately. It is something to notice that it is currently 2-0 in the favor of Piltover's Finest. The Amumu does go in, lands the ult, followed up by the Seraphine ult. The Jarvan does lock down. Kai'Sa's in the backline, does get a kill onto the Thresh and the Amumu. The remainder of TPO Goats is staying healthy. A flash forward by the Aatrox does not connect, neither does the Flag and Draft. Kai'Sa's looking to continue the fight, but the Aphelios is just poking down the front line of TPO Goats.
That was a lot of damage taken by Sadman. They were able to protect the Kai'Sa, which is one of the most important things, because she is 5-0 with a 500 gold bounty.
I think it was less of the Kaisa getting protected and more of the fact that Kaisa just got to the side, was able to just lay down those autos and pick up 2 more kills.
I mean, a Fed Kite is not one that you really want to fight. I mean, they're gonna have to fight it, but it looks like Science headed bot lane to take that tier 1 turret in bot lane. They need, TPO Ghost needs to start taking some turrets because they have almost all of their tier 1s down. Which is not really something that they want. It does look
Surprisingly
like
enough,
Aatrox is gonna answer the Scion though, hopefully before he can take this turret.
the gold isn't too far away from
No.
between the teams. It's currently about a 300-400 gold lead in the favor of Piltover's Finest. But you see that mainly on those turrets, and the difference between them kind of stagnates where the tops, there's essentially even junglers ahead for Piltover's Finest, but like, and same thing with mid, but the bot lane does have a gold lead for TPO Goats, which is where you want it. You want your ADC to be ahead and start getting those, producing those damages. Currently
She's
at
not
2
that
items.
far ahead she's not that far ahead in gold though. Because Philios is sitting on about 1400 gold. So their gold, if he was to back and buy, would pretty much put them close to being even. Which is surprising with the amount of kills. Unless I'm not doing math correctly, which is a good
Math is
possibility.
off.
Okay.
It's about
We're not gonna talk
1300 gold lead. So even if he does back, it'll get him half an item, but Kaisa's already got that Kraken Slayer and Phantom Dancer just to, while the Aphelios just has the Gale Force and Berserker Boots currently.
Yes. Morgana still has yet to get her mythic.
It's like the Aatrox wants to fight a bit more down in bot lane. Going to commit onto the Scion, who's a bit tankier now, does have a bit more items on him. The Thresh is getting caught out here though. The chains from the Aatrox does allow the Kaiser to get a 6th kill here. Poor pathing and a good follow-up by the TPO Goats team does get another kill down with the Drake up in just 15 seconds.
I mean, we did say that the Goats are gonna want to stack the Drakes in their favor, so this is definitely they're gonna be able to do that. So.
Well, they don't want to stack it in their favor. They want to stack it against.
Oh right.
Piltover's Finest. If Piltover's Finest gets this, that frontline tanks are just gonna sit there and laugh at the damage no matter what. But they are stacking up a lot. The Scion does get another push and gets that tier 1 in bot lane. Seraphine's up in top lane by herself, pushing into the tier 2. Scion does look like he is caught out. Let's see what happens. He does have his ult. He could try to get away somehow. Currently looking to walk back. Just getting the Orianna ult does keep him there. Or kill does ultimately go on to Orianna, but Seraphine up top side was able to get that tier 2 turret, and the remaining 3-man of Piltover's Finest is able to just go and march to mid lane and get another kill. Hook on from the Thresh onto the Jarvan. They're looking for the chase here. The Flag and Drag does hit, and ult does lock down the Aphelios, but there's no damage to follow. The Aphelios is able to flash out. Big ult by the Aphelios does get a kill onto the Jarvan. The Aatrox is able to get a return kill onto the Amumu.
That is, I mean, the kills are in favor of TPO Goals for sure, but turret-wise, they really need to focus on getting those down. Because it looks like all of TPO Goats' tier 1 is down. The tier 2 was taken in top lane. Tier 2 was taken in mid lane, and they don't have any turrets down in any of the lanes or on the side of Piltover's Finest. So they still have all of their turrets.
They're starting to have the game slip away with them on a macro level. They're taking kills and they're winning fights, but they're losing a lot on the macro aspect.
The goal does remain even on both sides. So with all the turrets, what Piltover's Finest has in turrets, TPO Ghost hasn't killed. It does look like there is a slight fight down in bot lane for Aatrox and Scion. I think that Aatrox is just kind of trying to pressure Scion off to make sure he doesn't get close to that turret. But I do have to hand it to Piltover's Finest for being able to kind of keep TPO goats off of their turrets for the most part. It looks like Dazzlo's kind of caught out here. The Amumu does go in and does chunk Dazzlo down to about half health.
A good Orianna Black Shield, though, does get the Orianna out of the fight. The re-engage from TPO Goats, as well as the teleport from the Aatrox, does allow them to rejoin in. They might be able to turn here onto this Baron. Orianna is forced to back and will likely have to respond to the Scion. But the remaining 4-man is looking for this Baron. And Piltover Finest is looking to just give it over. They're saying, hey, we'll just push in those inhib turrets and see what we can get. But the backs are coming through, and they aren't able to get anything but that bot tier 2. So a fight that started off good for Piltover's Finest does end up costing them a kill and the Baron. But they are able to get a return turret in the bot side. They're currently up 6 turrets to none. So there is a lot of gold on the table for TPO Goats here to take.
So interesting, Ophelia picked up the Infinity Edge where Kaisa just went right to the LDR.
She does have a bit more of that tanky frontline that she has to deal with herself, so it does make some sense for her to go there. She does have to be careful. She's currently kind of off on her own, and if the Scion wanted to engage, he potentially could have. Meanwhile, topside, the Jarvan and Aatrox link up and are able to get that first turret for them there. They are collapsing on the Seraphine, who does get locked down. The flash over the wall, she's able to get out and rejoin her team. While the 3-man of TPO Goats tries to push down this turret, but they just root back up. A good black shield from the Morgana. She's able to get out, but the Amumu ult followed up by the Scion ult does block her down. The Kaisa ults defensively trying to get away. Orianna goes into the backline trying to create some havoc. She is getting locked down. The Jarvan comes in trying to save her, kills the Amumu, but the Orianna does get shut down by the Seraphine. The fight continues. The Jarvan and Aatrox are just pulling through. Takes another kill out onto the support. Currently a 2 for 2 in the fight. And it looks like Notorious is going to stick mid and take another turret there. So far off of this Baron power play, the TPO Goats have been able to get 3 turrets for themselves. They're looking for their 3rd Drake and to put them on soul point as well.
That's a very nice play for TPO Goats, but I do have to say that Piltover's Finest has been able to hold their own, even being down by 7 kills. Like, they have a lot of priority on the map. Kaisa was able to take down that bot tier 1 turret. I'm not quite sure how much of an advantage that will give them across the map, though. Kaisa is sitting at about a 700, with a 700 gold bounty. Aatrox has a 400 gold bounty. Bounties were able to get onto Aphelios and Seraphine. Morgana still does not have her mythic. It looks like she went Hourglass and now she's going into Morello's.
Yeah, she's building a lot more defensively here. I think she's
I mean,
looking
she
at it
kind of
more for
has
the team.
to. Yeah. No, she's gonna want that heal cut for the Scion, I believe. Amumu did pick up the Jack Show, so he's got the Demonic, the Jack Show, and the Bramble. Look at the amount of vision that is all over the map. Morgana has a 76 vision score right now.
Yeah.
She's doing great at placing those wards and getting vision throughout the entire enemy jungle.
No, I apologize. I was taking care of stuff quickly as I did just miss a call from somebody for Emily and my move. So I apologize for the brief silence.
So it looks like a fight is going on down in bot lane again versus Aatrox and Scion. Both of them do have the Unleashed teleport up, so right now both teams have to be careful as to where both of them are headed. Baron is coming up in about 50 seconds. The next Drake is coming up in about 2.5 minutes.
Orianna is caught out here. She does blow the flash, trying to get away from the Mumu and the ult. She is slowed down by the Seraphine, which does allow the Mumu to connect another bandage toss. They're doing a lot trying to get it. The Orianna is able to peel herself with her own ult. The
nice.
Morgana's there. It looks like the TPO goats are collapsing on something that Dathalo just absolutely outplayed the 4-man. In a 1v4 chase, he's able to get out, and the remaining group of TPO goats is able to just collapse and save him there.
Baron's spawning right now, and Scion pushing bot lane, which
The
is
Aatrox
recognized very quickly by the Aatrox.
Yeah, the Aatrox just backs to make sure that the turret doesn't get taken, as well as this Orianna, who's not healthy for this fight. Baron take, but I don't think they're going to need it. The Kais is 9-0-4, working on their 4th item right now. They're going to be able to just shred through this before there's anybody up for Piltover's finest.
That's one thing, is that they have not been able to stop this Kaisa. Oh, Morgana ended up picking up the Chemtech Putrefier. I always forget about that item. I was ready to build it. Seraphine did pick up the Rabadon's Death Cap, which puts them at 3 items. Seraphine braves the Leandries and the Death Cap, where the Orianna picked up the Zonia's Hourglass. In that last fight, Morgana did have to use her Hourglass in order to just survive that fight. Aatrox is building Lord Dominic's to deal with the Amumu and the Scion.
Big thing to notice is in 25 seconds, it is soul point for TPO goats. They're doing their hardest to try to make sure that the tanks of Piltover's finest do not get any more additional tanky stats from these Drakes. So they're looking to take it with that Baron buff. Meanwhile, topside, the Aatrox and Scion are just fighting. The Aatrox is just trying to chase him down. Currently a 2-level advantage. While the 4v4 between the two teams over this Drake starts, the Aatrox is just bullying and chasing the Scion down, who would have had teleport to join. The flash and ult is blown by the Aatrox as he's trying to chase him through the jungle. It looks like the Scion's just not wanting to fight, as he is taken down in that long extended chase.
Yeah. Oh, and that the soul did go over to TPO Goats once again uncontested.
They just essentially backed off after the Scion was taken topside, going, we can't fight this here, we're gonna have to just give. Not entirely sure. It was at one point something that was close, and even before that Baron, there was the gold lead for Piltover's the first Baron. There was the gold lead for Piltover's finest, but that's now evaporated.
Yeah, and Dathlo was just pushing bot lane to get that tier 2 bot turret, where Aatrox is pushing for the inhib turret. He's gonna be kind of stopped by Sion and Aphelios. I keep forgetting. I'm not even gonna try and say Thrash's name.
Explosion?
Yeah, it should be easy, but like my mind keeps reading something else. TPO Ghost is showing Piltover's Finest zero mercy in this game. With the Crisis still being in the lead at 9-0, she does pick up Infinity Edge, which is going to be a big thing for AD carries in this meta right now.
Amumu does look to go down onto the Orianna bot side. The ult as well as the Gale Force from the Aphelios to make sure that kill does go over. A lot was blown there for just one kill to stop that bot lane push. As the Baron buffs do fall off.
Going for the Void Staff. We do have Baron up in 2 minutes, and we do have Elder coming up in 4. I will be surprised if they allow this game to get to the Elder mark. I don't think that TPO wants it to get to the Elder mark, because that means that if Elder was to go on to the side of Piltover's Finest, it could be a game turnaround for them. Because they do have the most turrets down at this point, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe
nope, it's currently tied 6-6. There is bounty gold now set up for Piltover's Finest, but they have to push those lanes hard to get any type of bounty gold that's not a neutral objective like the Dragon or the Baron. So it is going to be hard for them to climb back in.
Wants to turn this around, they're going to have to shut both the Kaisa and the Aatrox down. And Dog Davis is by himself. So he's going to want to be careful. He's got a bounty on his head, so that pretty much put the target on his back.
Aatrox looking to 1v1 the Sion once again. Is putting down quite a lot of damage. I would like to put notice that there's only 2 items currently built for Piltover's Finest that have any type of magic resist on them. This Iron Solari as well as the Jack Show have magic resist, but there's nothing on the Scion at all. So if they get any sort of damage done by that Orianna or the Morgana, that's gonna hurt a lot harder.
Yeah.
And it looks as both teams are going to start trying to fight over the possession of that top river, get the vision down, kind of get those plays out and force the other one off, as Baron's going to spawn in 24 seconds. Orianna's bot side into the Seraphine, trying to take that turret. Does get it down and is able to walk away from the Seraphine.
Well, Orianna backing is not a big deal because she does have the Unleashed teleport. So she can TP to any of those wards that are near the Baron pit. But they're definitely going to want to go for this Baron. Because there is the famous phrase like Baron and end. So if they get this Baron, they have the potential to end the game. And now we're going towards the 40-minute mark right now. The Void Staff was picked up by Orianna.
The Q does land onto the Amumu. He's able to walk out. I think it ultimately comes down to where does the Piltover's Finest team want to face check? And who's going to be the one to face check? Because they tried it once with the Amumu. He walked away after receiving some poke damage. Orianna does get hooked here. Not somebody that you want to get hooked, but she is able to just kind of get shielded up and walk back out.
I think that they're going to trade the Baron for the Elder.
No, I think they can easily take it here. Piltover's Finest is not responding. The call was just to turn and burn the Baron.
Yeah, well, I think that Piltover
I
was,
do not know if these backs were something that's wise. They are going to have to run now. to try to get to that dragon pit first. Piltover's Finest just gave over any chance of having that inside track into Bot River for this dragon. They
Yeah.
had the chance to take over control, but ultimately just gave it up to the TPO goats. Cyan
Oh,
does teleport
oh
in
no.
here. They now do see them. The Aatrox is still pushing topside, so it is currently a 4v5, and the call has not been made to make that the Aatrox teleport in. The Cyan and Amumu throw out their ults. The Kai'Sa's off by herself, currently in a 1v2, does get a kill onto the Aphelios, as well as the Amumu, currently a double kill. A triple kill now, as she gets the kill onto the Cyan. Aatrox hunts down the Thresh and is able to get the kill. Mr. Sadman on the Jarvans chasing down the Seraphine, and the flag does secure that final kill in the ace.
Oh no. They're gonna walk away from Elder. They're walking away from Elder. They're
They
gonna
don't
bury
need
it in.
Elder anymore. Dog Davis just stood on his head, and something that looked absolutely terrible was able to 1v2 and then get a third kill on top of that without even going down. An exceptional game from him on this Kai'Sa.
Nicely done. So game one does go over to TPO Goat. That was very well played for both teams, honestly. Piltover did put up quite a fight, but it just wasn't enough to take down Dog Davis. Dog Davis is a menace apparently on Kaisa, so I'm expecting to see a Kaisa ban come through. Are they gonna let the Samira out and then let the let the Samira go through, but ban the Kaisa?
It'll likely be both after this game. But with that, we are going to go on a short break so that we can get ready for game two. But please stick around, and there'll be more action shortly.
Hello, everyone. I am filling in for Jim, but I am excited to cast.
This is Galaxy Fox.
This is Galaxy. Yes, I should have said this is Galaxy Fox. Yeah, probably important to mention.
He's gonna be my the one that keeps me in line this game.
Yes, I will hold Emily back from saying anything embarrassing. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure.
All right, so game number one was quite a I don't
It's a little bit of a
it was a fun
stomp.
game. I didn't want to go there, but I mean you went there, so it
Uh,
was.
I actually watched the early game and I found that Piltover's Finest actually played pretty well and that they were keeping up in gold for a long time, but they just threw a couple of fights around Dragon and it started escalating for the side of goats. But that
Yeah,
Amumu was close to carrying.
yes, he was. They just kind of let that Kaisa like spiral out of control. I mean, like like, you let Kaisa get ahead, they they're just gonna take over the game. So
Yeah, I actually did like. I kind of liked the comp they're running. Um, if comboed right with like the Mumu ult and then the Surfing ult and Slime ult on top of that, it could be pretty devastating to go against. It just didn't quite fall into place for them last game.
I just think the top lane matchup was rough because Aatrox versus anyone really is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, Aatrox is very difficult to lane against. You basically what you have to do is not lane against him and just pray that you get out alive.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Aatrox is like one of the champs that like if I see him on the enemy team and I'm top lane, I'm just gonna stay under turret and hope that he doesn't have the strength to dive me.
Yeah, I think that he can be really strong against a skilled against someone that knows the champion well. But like a lot of his moves are also predictable, and you can if you dodge right with the Aatrox,
Yeah,
he's not very strong. So it's dependent on how well you're versed in the matchup.
yeah,
But it was proven in Worlds this last year that Aatrox can definitely be one of the strongest champions.
yes. No, I'm kind of hoping to see I'm expecting to see an Aatrox band, a Kaisa band, and a Samira band right off the bat. I'll be surprised if they let Maokai through, given those three champions, because they have not let Sadman have. No one's let Sadman have Maokai
If it were
this
me,
split.
I would probably ban the Kaisa, Maokai, and um, what was the other ones?
Well, Dog Davis's main is Samira.
Yeah. What was the other ban that you suggested? Aatrox.
Aatrox. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably ban Aatrox, Maokai, and Kaisa. That sounds like a good triple
And
ban to me.
let the Samira through.
Let the Samira through. I think Samira is in a very weird spot with ADC Adams right now,
Yeah.
and I think that um, it should. They could play against it. I think that they could play against it.
Yeah. Um TPO Goats did lose. They do have one ban against them. They're gonna ban Aurelion Soul just to kind of make the draft go quicker.
Okay.
I think you can set up to have the ban like miss automatically, but I wouldn't even know how to do it. So
Yeah, I'm not for sure. I'm not that versed in draft lore.
all right. So it looks like they all are ready for draft.
Yep,
The
there's the
Samira
immediate
ban.
Samira ban.
Yeah, they're not letting that through.
Yeah,
Josh
apparently
Davis
not.
has an insane win rate on Samira. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if they get aggressive and if they get the kills early, it could be very hard to defend against. Then a Nivea ban. Did they ban a Nivea last game?
they did. And
Uh,
they're gonna ban Syndra.
okay.
And
Goats ban Maokai this time.
apparently maybe it's a shared
It might be
chance.
shared, yeah. But they're first pick, so maybe their plans are first picking Kaisa. I guess we'll
Let's
see with
see.
this last ban from Piltover's finest.
Because they did give they banned the Morgana
Or
because
ban the
that's
Morgana.
Deathlow's mid lane go to. It's also 8.
Okay, and the auto lock first pick, Jarvan 4 for TPO Goats.
Ooh.
I gotta admit, that's a weird one. I feel like there are a lot of priority picks out there that should be getting more attention.
Yeah.
But if he was the first pick, J4, I think that's all the power to them. And it's really hard because you can then draft a team that makes J4 useless, like the Ezreal that they just picked. Yeah, so I think that I'll be interested to see the other champions they picked. J4 can have an amazing wombo combo with people,
Yeah.
but we'll see. And then
So can
for
a
the
Mumu.
another Mumu. And Mumu's really good right now, he's being played in pro and he just has some good cooldowns and good damage.
And a Kaisa hover again.
There's the Kaisa. That should be a pickup, yep. Which is really weird because
I
I
feel like Ezreal
feel
wins that
like
matchup.
Kaisa's gonna have a hard time depending on what the supports are for each lane. Um, I know that Ezreal definitely outranges a Kaisa Nami.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. I don't know if I've ever played a Kaisa Nami lane. I'm sure I have.
I don't
Um,
I don't love the Kaitsunami matchup in bot lane. I feel like she kind of needs more of like an engage
she just
to
needs
like help her
someone
get
with
that ult off.
reliable CC.
Yeah.
Like Nautilus, Thresh, Blitzcrank,
Leona.
Leona, um,
I do know that Pop
Janna,
Tarts.
Brand.
Yeah, and Pop Tarts Nami is very good though, but that's followed up with a
Okay.
Thresh or a Pike. I can.
Yeah, Pike is going to be the third pick for Piltover's finest.
Pike and Mumu together is gonna be rough for Kaisanami
I'm
because if a
actually
Mumu comes in
really
engaged,
liking, yeah, I'm really liking their comp so far.
yeah,
There's the Aatrox ban, finally, as we expected.
and allowing
There's an Alawi. Okay, I guess their top laner plays Alawi.
yes,
Okay.
and who doesn't
Sorry, I'm
want to
not
let
familiar with everyone's champ pools.
Yeah, I kind of like peeked in on Piltover's finest at op.gg, and I saw there was a few that they didn't want getting through. The Gangplank the ban goes through again. They banned
Yeah,
Gangplank last time.
well, I mean, Gameplank's just a strong champion. I mean, I don't want him sitting there farming and being to the point where he can just one crit one of my champions. It's
Yeah,
all fun.
with a triple barrel. Oof.
Yeah, and then the last ban is a Yone. I
Yeah,
actually
I get
don't.
that. Not even.
I don't know if I like the Yone ban only because they already have a lot of AD damage, so it seems like if built properly, it wouldn't go well. I do love the Corki because Corki
I
provides a
kind of
lot of
like
mixed
that.
damage. Yeah, I mean, an Amumu roll on top of a Corki package with some Pike follow up. That's gonna be nasty, and the Ezreal
Yeah.
on top of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Ezreal ult just like as soon as you think you're out of the fight, you just get whacked with that Ezreal ult across the map.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cassio is going to be an amazing, amazing pick for this comp because she can stop every single one of those
Mm-hmm.
champions from using their mobility.
I really didn't understand how much impact Cass had until I tried to step up to one, and I was denied my ability to walk anywhere. And then
Oh
my
yeah,
health bar just went from like full to nothing. But
and
they
then an
did let the Ornn go
Ornn for
through.
some late game reliance. Okay,
I mean, wait till he gets
okay,
to that level 14 and he starts to upgrade all the items.
right. I mean, an Ornn's a solid lane. I'll be interested to see what Piltover's Finest picks into the Ornn.
Forgot.
And Aurelia, that's actually a lot of AD damage. I mean,
It is
Corki is
a
pretty
lot.
mixed, but
Yeah, he does build I think it's Mirror Mana his first item.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like a J4 Ornn building pure armor, it's gonna be really hard to kill them. And then you have a Bruisery Cassio that's gonna stop all of them from dashing around and moving. I don't know. I think
It's kind of hard to say who won draft because honestly, I think that
right.
they both have like an equal amount of like heavy impact across the map. Like the Ezreal, the Amumu ult, Pike in and of itself, and like Aurelia is just Aurelia does Aurelia things.
I will
I
say this. I feel like Piltover's Finest's comp is easier to execute. I think that their plan going into it is pretty clear in that they just have a really good team fight and a really good wombo combo. And so it's really up to TPO Goats to try to find the outplays whenever the initiation happens. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they perform.
yes, no, absolutely. I think that I do think that they both teams have potential. Both teams are able to have like a big impact. Aurelia with her stun, Pike with her stun, Amumu. They all have stuns. What is with this?
Yeah, no, it's like the very wombo combo, very one identity, and usually the one identity comps are more likely to win because you don't have to perform as much as you would have to on the other one on the other comp.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's very important for bot lane to not the bot lane for TPO Goats to not fall behind against Piltovers and not give over kills because the sooner Ezreal and Pike come online, the scarier it's going to be. Um, and if done correctly and some proper ganks come out and getting that Cassio ahead, that could be a really good theme for them.
We do have predictions up for those of you with channel points. You can predict who takes game 2. We have Piltover's Vinus versus TPO Goats. Jim and I were able to finally learn how to set those up. It did take us many YouTube videos, but hey, it happened. Oh, I spent probably 2 hours on YouTube today trying to figure out how to use.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, yes, that was like half of my workday.
Oh, wow.
Then the perks of working from home. You can spend half of your day on Twitch. I really hope my boss isn't watching this right now.
Hey, probably not. Does your boss know that you do this?
Yes, he does know. I don't
Oh,
think that he knows how to work any internet and anything. So
he doesn't know how to work the internet? How old is this man?
no. Oh my god, he's like 57.
That's not that
But I
old.
swear to God, this man looks like he's 30. He's a beautiful man, but he does not know anything about the internet. He's like, Emily, what happens when I open up multiple tabs on the internet? I'm like, Dominic, I'm not explaining this to you. All right, we're going to take a short break, short spectator delay, and to get ready for game 2. So don't go anywhere. We shall return shortly.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. And I am excited to get into game 2 of TPO Goats versus Piltover's Finest.
Yes. I was kind of hoping for like some like level 1 shenanigans. It just looks like everyone's kind of like setting up.
Well,
They're
I
just
mean,
getting.
it seems like Piltover's Finest is going to try some cheese up top lane for this level 1.
Yeah.
Maybe they could try to pick off this Ornn if he steps up too far, but it seems like he does spot him. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that shenanigans happen.
They do place a deep ward in their top side.
Yeah,
Just
so
to
it's
kind of see where they're gonna start.
Yeah, they'll know where they start. I mean, I think both sides got a deep ward, so both sides will know where each other start, which is very valuable information on how you want to play the early game with ganks.
Yeah.
And it does seem like Finny will play. Will start his blue, and Sadman will start his red buff. Not surprised on either one of those.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the level 1 like invades, but doesn't look like I'm gonna get that these games.
Yeah, I mean, level 1s are fun.
I think that the Kaisa and Ami are just gonna have to play a little bit more careful.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you definitely, the last thing you want to do is give them a kill, an Ezreal and Pyke a kill or two. It can lead to some very snowbally things.
Yeah. Ooh.
And he got an excellent hook there in between some minions. Get poke downs, Pop-Tart. They do hit level 2 first. They might be able to take advantage of this because Pyke missed some experience early. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, because didn't he just go right to turret and instead of, or was that Ezreal that went straight to turret?
No, Pyke was hiding in Riverbush.
Okay.
And he missed he was out of range for the experience. But it seems like the Ornn up top is kind of wailing on this Aurelia early.
Yes. Notorious is very good at bullying early game.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes an engage from the Pyke into the Nami, and they get a hook and the flash and ignite, and there goes first blood. But the flash coming out of Dog gets the flash from Ezreal and the kill. Let's see if we can try to see something else come out from this Pyke against the Kaisa. He lands the Q, he lands the E. He's gonna try to auto Dog down, and he doesn't think he can get it. But yeah, that's a 1-for-1 down bot lane. Literally all summoners blown. First kill...
the heal and flash are blown on Kaisa.
Yeah, and there goes that Aurelia engaging onto the Ornn. Let's see if the Ornn backs off. He does, because he saw the Amumu coming. Man.
I don't know if that was I don't know if that was an even trade. Just support for the AD carry.
I think that in this circumstance, it's even, only because it's Pyke. And a fed Pyke is a scary Pyke.
Yeah, because he does, as long as the Ezreal is there and helps out, he does get the gold for it.
Well, he only gets the gold if the kill is with the Pyke ultimate.
Oh, right. I apparently need more caffeine than Jim does.
You're fine.
Aurelia's half health and still trying to fight this Ornn.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing about Aurelia is she can turn the fight in almost an instant. And it seems like the Pyke and the Amumu are rotating topside to see if they could try to cheese, but they double control ward the Tribush just to figure out that a ward was almost dying. So, but yeah, the Pyke is now rotating towards mid. He will get spotted on a ward as well. The Aurelia tries to hop into the Ornn, but the Ornn is way too healthy and tanky for that. And the Amumu is going to gank the Ornn, pressuring him off of trying to kill the Aurelia. And that's all that will transpire there.
So close.
It was close. I think that the Aurelia definitely, even though the jungler was there, should not have been playing up that hard. It's
No.
it could have gone very poorly very quickly.
Aurelia was able to pick up the Vampire Acceptor right off the bat. So not only does she have the blade, but she's got the Vampire Acceptor.
Yeah, I think Orange should notice that, and he does just straight up buy a Bramble Vest in the lane.
Yeah.
And so that should be a good counter to that item right now. And he is 6. He could try to get some really nasty damage on the Aurelia here. But he
Yeah.
is not able to. Oh, the Aurelia dashes back in, trying to find some good damage onto the Ornn. And she hits 6, and she's going to go all in. And the Ornn flashes away, and Aurelia just dashes to him, and he flash from the Aurelia, and he gets the solo kill onto the Ornn. Now the J4 comes and tries to flag and drag, and the Aurelia just hops back to the minions and gets away.
Aurelia things.
Aurelia things. I hate Aurelia.
Yes, I do.
I've
Jeez.
definitely been the Ornn in that matchup before and gotten 100 to 0'd, and I'm like, what? Ugh.
Oh yes, your days of top lane. It looks like a
Yeah.
Mumu was looking for this dragon, and the Jarvan is still in base, so I think that this is gonna go over to Piltover's Finest uncontested.
Yeah, it's a good reaction to them knowing that J4 was top side, them being able to then get the dragon in the bot. We'll see if the Kaisa and Nami have anything to say about this Drake. They do secure the first Drake. It's an Ocean Dragon, and then Mumu does go in and finds a Q, and the Corki on no mana is maybe gonna find. No, they don't get the kill on the Nami. The Flag and Dragon ultimate come in from the Jarvan, and he flash kills the Pike, and now it's a split fight, and Corki and Ezreal are gonna try to run down this J4, but that's all that's gonna happen. It's a 1-for-1, I believe. Kaisa for the Pike.
Wow. Kaista was able to return to lane with the Noon Quiver and the pickaxe, and Ezreal didn't go tier.
I don't think it's necessary for Ezreal to go tier. I mean, it's a good buy, but I mean, it depends on the build he's trying to achieve, and it doesn't provide any damage early, and it seems like
Right.
it's
I think it just helps out with with the mana issue.
Yeah. No, I agree. Corki, though, does have a tier and is stacking it, which he needs.
Yeah, Corkin's gonna want to go for that mana movement early.
Yeah.
Because
Pike,
he struggles with mana a lot.
he does struggle, yes. I will say the thing that interests me the most about this game so far is the Pike has roamed a lot.
Yeah, he has rarely been in lane.
Which I understand that Ezreal can survive on his own, but he's missing a good QW. Oh my God, QE from the Pike to stun the J4 under tower. Ah! Trades a 1-for-1 for the Corki in mid lane. Cassie's trying to find something else, but the Mumu ult goes through and locks both of them up, and the Mumu's going to try to find some more lockdown onto this Cassio and Nami, and they are able to, through the Cassio ult, finish off the Cassio for another kill going in favor of Piltover's Finest.
No, I was watching Nami. I'm like, don't step back up. Don't step back up.
Oh, and it's the Pike find the Nami. The Pike does land the hook and the E onto the Nami and should be able to finish off this kill, maybe? No. The good
No,
Nami
she's gonna
bubbles
get out.
makes her get away. There's no from downtown finishing off the Nami. Hello.
That's what I was saying. You think you get out, and then all of a sudden, here comes an Ezreal out of nowhere and just steals your fate.
Aurelia is trying to go in onto the Ornn. I don't think she... Oh, good double stun coming out from the Aurelia, and does able to finish off the Ornn without dying under tower. And here
She
comes the
did take
Mumu
some-
trying to find return ganking onto this J4. And I actually don't know. The J4 needs to be really careful. The Mumu does end up dying, but this should be a return kill onto the Corki. A Corki with double
Ooh.
buffs.
That's not what you want on Courtney.
No. I think that my prediction is coming true in that the early game of Piltover's Finest is
Yeah.
better, and they do have more damage carries. And here comes the Pike
Oh,
roaming
dear
and
Lord.
stunning the Casio and ulting her to get the kill. The Ornn does go all in onto the Aurelia top and should get a good clap onto him. But he misses the clap! Oh my gosh, and the
no.
double flash! That really is dead though.
Yes, no, she dies here.
Oh man, that almost looked really bad. Oh.
Oh. I mean, Aurelia does have her, like, power spike item, which is the Bork.
She does, but she was really low and
She
out
was.
of mana. The Mumu is going to find an engage onto the Ornn, which is a little interesting. I don't think that's completely necessary. And he does have his ult up and is able to do some pretty
Oh,
decent damage.
no.
Here comes the Pike. Double stun with the Pike with the Ignite. And finishing off the Ornn, and they should be able to finish off the J4 right here. Oh, but the Gore Drinker proc saves him, heals him up, and they're able to kill the Mumu. Now the Casio might try to chase down the Pike, but the Pike hooks and dodges the Casio ult,
Oh, no.
stunning her. And then really comes in with the Corki, and there's a big team fight, and the J4 does die. They might be able to try to find something else on the Casio, but that's a... For how that started, it's pretty good by Piltover's finest. They might try to
Yeah.
start up the Rift Herald here. Both junglers are dead. The Mumu should be able to get there first. But yeah, this Pike
I think I see a
is
Corki package
nuisance. Corki package is not up, I believe.
Okay, I thought I saw something blinking at the top.
Let me... Or it is up, you're right. I'm sorry, you are correct. Corki package is up.
This is a complete turnaround from game 1. Complete turnaround.
I don't think so. I think that Piltover's finest was just as aggressive as game 1. They didn't have the proper champions to snowball the lead that they were able to incur. And so...
This Pike, though.
The Pike. Yeah, I think that
Pike.
they built a comp that actually suits their play style. And so
Yeah.
now they can take advantage of that.
But he's kind of like leaving Ezreal all by his lonesome down there in bot lane. Not that he's hurting much for it, but...
Yeah, you know, the Pike's able to find opportunities, and because Ezreal is super safe, he's able to leave him alone for a long time. And the Corki jumps in and finds a rocket, and the Pike ult does quasi-miss. He probably got the cooldown, the cooldown back up. And they're going to try to find an engage onto the Kai'Sa and Nami, maybe? No? But they do try to find an engage up top on the Aurelia. The Nam double hits the Corki. Pike, he misses, and that's that.
All she wrote.
Yeah, you know, I love the dances where no kills happen.
I mean, I think every team likes the dances where no kills happen.
I mean, it's 12-6 right now. We got easily a kill per minute.
Yes, yes we do.
I mean, this is a bloody game.
I think Piltover's finest is bringing back what they didn't have last game. Because, like, it's just... The Pike is, like, all over this map. I think he's been more places than he has been bot lane.
I actually agree. I think he has been anywhere else besides bot lane more than he's been bot lane.
It looks
but
like bot lane
because-
and mid lane kind of, like, swapped.
Yeah.
Casio to deal with the solo Ezreal.
It does. I think that is the smart move. Since the Pike was roaming 24/7 anyways, they're like, might as well bring our bot lane to mid. That way we have more, can apply more pressure elsewhere. And also, I'm not liking this Kai'Sa Nami lane. I don't think it's suiting what they wanted. And with the Pike roaming so much, they're not, the combo is not able to kill the Ezreal ever.
Yeah, and even with like the J4, it's not providing the damage output that they had at game number 1 with the Jarman.
Yeah. I mean, I do still think that Flag
no.
Drag misses, but
The bike
Just a
hook
quick
did not.
exchange there. But yeah, what I was gonna say was, the high hook again. The flash Q from the Amumu and the ultimate. The Ornn played it really well and tried to flash away, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough as they played it really.
Oh,
And then
no.
they do another thing down bot side, and they kill the J4 really quickly, but the Cassio turns around with her ultimate. And the guy that ults in and tries to find more kills, and she flashes over, kills the Corki, and maybe they're able to catch up to the Ezreal, and they are able to finish off the Ezreal. I gotta admit, it was nicely done, yeah. I thought that from the initial engage from the Amumu and Corki down bot, it was going to be way worse than what happened. But they actually traded 3 for 2 and are able to get the first tower of the game down bot side maybe. No, that really gets it first. My mistake.
Ooh. So Corki picked up the Essence Reaper after picking up Manamune.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart because he throws out spell, then auto attack. Spell, auto attack. I would.
Yeah. With Kaisa
but-
stacking your long swords while Ezreal, I don't the hammer on that.
Yeah.
But
The Kaiser should have Q evolve, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, I believe with the I think it does evolve at this point. Looks like she's going phase rush again. We do have a dragon coming up in like 25 seconds, which is Infernal Drake. Baron's up in 3 minutes.
Yes, it is Infernal Soul this game. Completely just did not notice at all.
I want Chemtrack all Drakes. I just like all Drakes but Chemtrack.
I mean, Chemtrack's not broken. I mean, it's a good Drake.
Ooh, the teleport in from Ornn.
A good hook onto
Or
the
not
Kai'Sa,
Ornn.
but he's able to miss it. And then the engage from the Ornn with the Ornn horn misses everybody, and the Irelia is able to get in the backline and kill the Kai'Sa. And the Pyke is able to get the ulti onto J4, and the Irelia is just shredding through everyone in the backline, getting a... Is that a triple or quadra kill?
That's a double kill. Because the Ezreal
triple
took out
kill.
Kaisa.
No, it's a triple kill.
It was a triple, alright, you're right.
I know I'm right.
It would have been a quadra if,
It was
if
close to
Ezreal
a
didn't
quad.
kill Kaisa.
Yeah, but that is a Bud Light. No, I'm kidding. It is an ace though for Piltover's finest. I was gonna make a joke about it.
Oh, come on, you gotta say it now.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say it now. It's already too late. The ace is over. They're already respawned. If they get another ace, I'll commit. But Piltover's finest is gonna find the second Rip Tail Order of the game, and yeah, I'm liking this Aurelia pick much more than the Scion.
Yes.
I think it is playing to Jaquail's strengths much more.
Oh, a Gore Drinker was picked up on Aurelia instead of an Immortal Shield Bow.
Or Drinker. Or Sunderer. I actually think Sunderer would be really good this game.
It would. I'm just surprised to see a Gore Drinker on Aurelia. I think this is the first time I've seen that.
You know, it provides a lot of healing with the
It
board.
does, yes.
And it'll be really hard to kill her.
Yeah, they're gonna need to get some heal cut on the side of
For sure.
TPO drones.
And the Cassio's trying to find something onto the Corki, but the Corki is spreading out that damage like crazy, and he jumps in with the Cassio ult. Oh, and the bomb goes out before the Cassio ult finishes the stun.
The
that was
Ezreal ult was blown there in an
close.
attempt to steal that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I would ult it. but
Pyke
that was
pick up
really
Axiom
close.
Mark.
Axiom Mark first item. That's interesting.
And
I like it.
instead of
I like
a
it.
Mythic, Ezreal went Navori. I kind of like this Ezreal build, not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're seeing a crit Ezreal with Spellblade.
Nice.
I don't know if I like it. I guess we'll see what kind of damage he pumps.
I mean, it's insane cooldown.
I mean, yeah, but his Q's don't crit. But
Yeah.
anyway, TPO Guts tries to find an engage onto the Mumu, but the Mumu is able to disengage with his ulti. Corki damage on that Ornn is kind of nutty. The Corki, they are able to finish off the... Irelia tries to flank from the backside. The Mumu goes back in, and the Corki damage, holy moly! That guy is
Oh my gosh.
pumping!
Is Corky building an immortal shield buff?
I think Corki is... it must be a shield bow.
Oh my gosh. The Herald was dropped mid lane. That's gonna take down the inhib turret? Question mark?
I mean, it must be. I mean,
Holy
if
crap.
not already, it's taken down the inhib. Yeah, it's taken down the inhib turret. This is gonna be close to game. I mean, they are snowballing this hard.
They don't want to get to that 25-minute mark to let goats scale back up.
I mean, I don't know if 25-minute mark is anything significant, but the Ornn, if the Ornn could go to a side lane and gather some XP, I mean, maybe they try to get those ornaments, but like...
Yeah, Ornn's a couple levels down from the Aurelia.
Yeah, the Piltover's Finest is 9k gold ahead of TPO Guns right now. I just... This is looking pretty dire.
I mean, if you look at the gold difference in top lane alone, Aurelia has, I want to say, yeah, I can't do math. But that's a lot of gold.
I mean, she hasn't backed in a while also. Because she had that
Even
Gore
with-
Drinker forever ago.
Yeah, I mean, she's sitting on like 10,000 gold where Ornn has 6,300.
I don't know if that's quite
rough.
right.
If you hit X, it will show you the gold difference.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah, it's massive.
it is pretty massive.
It's just a bloodbath of a game. Jeez.
It is.
I think Piltover's fans looked at it and was like, you know what, we let you have game 1, but game 2, yeah. This one's
I
ours.
do think that is accurate. Because I saw this team in game 1. I saw their potential, but
Yeah.
they just took a couple of bad fights and then it started to snowball. But this has just been bloody murder all over this game.
Yeah. I mean, they just took Baron at 23 minutes.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they're gonna
surprised they didn't take
contest
it at
the
20.
streak.
Yeah, this is a weird contest. I would never contest this. But they try to find an engage. The Corki just one-shots the Nami. The Cassio finds a really good ult, actually. But Aurelia in the back lane is able to just go through the Kai'Sa, go through the J4, go through the Ornn, and go through the Cassio. And that should be all she wrote.
Yeah, they're gonna take game number 2, which is gonna bring us to a 3rd game. This is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
In order to finish
oh.
off this series, Ghost is really gonna have to bring it next game.
I mean, and I think that Piltover's Finest going into the 3rd game does have the advantage because mental is real. If TPO Goats can't bounce back from this loss, then I don't see why Piltover's Finest can't just run over into the next game as well.
Well, we shall see. We're gonna go on a quick delay. We're gonna go on a quick break to get ready for game number 3. Don't go anywhere. We shall return.
See you in a minute.
Hello, and welcome back to Game 3 of TPO Goats versus Piltover's Finest. We are currently waiting for the giraffe to start. Last game was quite a game. The score is currently 1-1, so both teams have a win. We do see the Samir ban come in first off for Piltover's Finest, followed by the Endivia ban. Syndra was banned on the side of TPO Ghost. And the third and final ban for Piltover's Finest is going to be Morgana, because you don't want to let the support or the mid laner have that. They did ban Pike, because Pike was in Mena's last game. He spent more time in every other lane than he did bot lane, which kind of worked out for Ezreal because it allowed him to get that solo experience. But we're going to see what Piltover's Finest first picks here. I'm waiting to see the Amumu come in. Or the Ezreal. It's the Maokai. They both teams let the Maokai through, which is the first for this group. And TPO Ghost kind of like came back and said, you know what, you guys had a Mumu the last two games. My turn. Or last game. This is my turn. Or no, what's the last two games for Rocky?
Sorry, guys.
You're
I
good.
had to go check on my dog because she shit in my room. So.
Nice. We're in draft, by the way.
Oh, yay!
Everybody welcome Galaxy back. Zyra was picked as support for TPO Ghost. I love Galaxy Cast.
Galaxy Cast, yes.
Yeah. Oh, they pick up Blitzcrank Ezreal. That's terrifying. Bad dog,
Yeah.
bad dog.
I'm watching my parents' dog while they're in Vegas, so. And she's
Ooh,
a puppy.
Vegas. Ooh. Okay, that explains it all.
Yeah. But it's fine. Yeah, Kaisa back on the TPO Goats for the third time. And preferably, or not preferably, Piltover's Finest. I don't know why I said
What
that.
game were you in? Jim kept saying Glacial Carnage the other night instead of Glacial Knights. Now you're saying.
Piltover's Finest is able to pick up the Maokai, which was banned out against. Has been banned every game, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For both of them. If one team isn't banned, the other team does.
Yeah.
The Aurelia was banned. The Pike was banned.
Ah, that makes sense.
I mean, who wants
I
to
don't
see
know how
that
I
Pike
feel
again?
about the Zyra Kaisa. Again, it's a weird combo of champions.
Zyra's actually better because she does have the root and then
I
the
agree.
knockup with
She's
her ult.
better. I agree. She's better.
She better take the farming support item. I swear, like I grief my AD carry anytime I play Zyra. My plants end up like taking so much farm.
Well, that's just because you're not.
Don't
Nope,
even go there,
I'm not
Galaxy.
gonna go there.
Galaxy was just about to call me bad on the stream. Are you kidding me?
Zyra should take Spell Thieves.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not talking to you. The victor was picked by from
You're not
mid lane.
talking to me,
No, I'm not talking to you.
but you just talked to me.
Let's see.
So you're already
no.
contradicting yourself. Here's the Corky. Here's
Jim.
the Corky. I think that
They
Corky
like
was
Corky,
the issue.
don't forget. He wasn't. Oh no.
And Olaf. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. I like the Olaf pick.
I mean, I do, but like, ooh.
It'll be interesting to see their top laner. I don't know what the proper response is for an Olaf top. Renekton. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Renekton could be okay.
Yeah.
Not really, no, actually.
Yeah, no, not against an Olaf.
No, I think that's pretty all off favored.
I can't do predictions. Jim, you have to do predictions.
Oh,
Jim's type
if you
slash
hear
prediction in chat.
if you hear a growling dog ever through my mic, it's because the puppy is currently trying to murder a deer antler.
Oh,
So,
sounds like you're having a fun night.
well, I mean, it's all my dog's antler. We've had it for like ever, but she's particularly taken interest in it and constantly, at various occasions through the day, tries to murder it, even though it's an antler and it can't. It's bone.
Well, don't tell her that. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, and here she is right by my side. She decided to leave it alone. She wanted some attention.
Do slash predictions press enter. Oh, okay, no, never mind.
It seems like everyone is R.
Yes.
Okay, so we should be able to get into the game here shortly. But Emily,
Nah.
who do you think is going to win? Which comp do you like more?
So I do have to say that I think that Piltover's Finest did draft. Like, I like their draft because they have the Blitzcrank hook, they have the Maokai root, they have the Corki, which we saw last game that like literally hurt my feelings watching. And then Olaf, who is just like unkillable if they can hit you with auto. But on the other side, you do have the Amumu, the root, the stun, the lockdown. You do have the Zyra E, the ult that knocks him up, which gives Kaisa the ability to ult in. Victor is a forever scaling champion. I'm not sure how I feel about the Renekton pick top lane into the Olaf. I feel like Olaf wins that matchup. And all I have to say is that TPO Ghost needs to ward. Like,
So
ward.
which team do you think is going to win?
I don't know.
That's a guess. Obviously, you don't know. I don't know. It's a guess. Take a guess.
I'm gonna have to say Piltover's Finest. If they don't ward properly, then that Blitzcrank is gonna have their game at hooks.
And I agree with you. I think that based off of last game, the comp that Piltover's Finest have built this game seems comparable in my head. And I
Yeah.
think that they'll just run away with it. And if they do not keep that Olaf in check, he will run over this game.
I kind of messed that one up. So yes, I think that what TPO Girls needs to do is Amumu needs to focus. I'm gonna say Amumu needs to focus bot lane because of that Blitzcrank. They're gonna have to play protect the carry. Um, Victor's gonna have to play very carefully in order to scale into late game because a Victor that has the ability to scale can be like quite terrifying, but also we saw last game the Corky.
Yeah,
If
that
they go the
Corki was a
same build
menace.
path, yes. So it's really going to depend on how well the positioning is from both sides. And Galaxy knows all about positioning. So
Wow.
I've sat in on so many of your practices, Galaxy. You
Yeah, but Emily,
Bowen. Bowen. Yes,
Emily,
Galaxy. Yes.
why would you taunt me when you know that I can easily make you upset?
Oh, I know you can. All you just listen. Galaxy's 80k will beat me any day. I will give him that. Galaxy is an amazing 80 carry.
Uh-huh.
Positioning and everything.
Right.
This is why I miss casting with you. I just miss you all the time, Galaxy. He cannot say
Yes,
the
the
same.
feeling is so mutual. But no, seriously, I do enjoy casting, and I'm glad that I could hop in for these couple games.
I'm glad that he was able to catch that Jim had been muted for 90% of the person.
Yeah, you know,
You know,
just
we we
it
balance each other
happens.
out.
We bounce. Sure,
Yeah,
balance.
we're gonna. I hate you. Um,
Wow.
we're gonna go on a quick spectative delay before Galaxy and I beat each other up on stream. But don't go anywhere because we will be right back. Game number 3.
Hello, and welcome to Game 3 of this series of TPO Goats versus Piltover's Finest Enforcers. My brain lagged.
You're gonna say
Um,
Trap the Leash.
but shut up. But the Piltover's Finest are trying to go bot lane to see if they can try to get a cheese hook
30
with
seconds
the
until
Splits crank
minions
onto the
spawn.
Kaisa. And if Kaisa's not
Oh, no.
careful, they will be able to get it. I
She
expect a
is
flash
not
hook.
paying
Oh
attention.
my god, the Blitz
The-
just missed!
Oh no, sad.
Oh man,
Oh,
that
and
was the
he-
freest kill ever!
Oh, the Hex Tech Flash did go out on Blitzcrank. That's upsetting.
Oh man.
Are they gonna keep going?
They're trying to find a secondary engage with the Blitz hook, I guess. But after that first one missed, I don't know.
Oh, Blitzcrank. Yeah, I think that they're just gonna back off. I don't think that they should try and do that again.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's so. I feel so
Kaisa.
bad for them, cause it would have hit.
It would have.
It was going to hit, except he just missed.
A move starting chicken? I think it's no, yes, chicken.
Yeah, we were starting Raptors for some reason. Guess that didn't want to try to leash this game. And Mumu can, if he starts E, start the Raptors. And Olaf is finding an amazing trade early on the Renekton, just how I thought that would go.
Yeah. I think that was gonna be a tough matchup. Olaf
Yeah.
into a Renekton. But the Maokai did get through, so there's hope. There's hope.
I mean,
They're gonna-
the Maokai is on Piltover's Finest.
Yeah, I know.
Right, so there's hope for Piltover's Finest.
Yeah. I can't
When
talk
the hook goes wide
galaxy.
again, man, it's so unfortunate the direct camera is ruining these hook chances for you.
Yeah.
The Olaf decides to go all, tries to go all in with the Q stack, and the Amumu finds a good engage up top and is able to get the or TPO Goats is finally able to get the kill onto the Olaf with the commitment of the Flash W from Renekton. Oh my god.
Momo
brain.
able to secure the kill. Kill scare.
Kill secured.
Yeah.
I need sleep.
I don't need to go to sleep. Jeez. So Quirky once again started tier. Ezreal just went straight for longsword and potion.
Yeah. Yep, the Ezra once again didn't go tier. He should, I think, this game on his back get a tier. I think against this team, it's more important than the last game.
Yeah. Oh, and Zyra with those roots.
The Blitz hook did was gonna hit that time, and the Zyra had to flash away. So that's a really big cooldown bot side. If he can land another hook on the Zyra, she might just die.
So Tyson
A
said
Hex
flash
Flash with
goes.
the W move. Oh, he turned around and queued the plants
Whoa,
instead of walking forward.
sad.
Okay, and here we see a Maokai gank onto the Renekton with the Q slows from the Olaf. This should be a free kill. The flash coming up from the Maokai to land the Q knockback. And the Renekton tries to turn it around, but the Olaf Q will finish off the Renekton, giving a trade kill back over to Piltover's Finest.
The CS difference in top lane.
Oh, wow, yeah, that is crazy.
It's almost a 20 CS lead there. Even with all left dying ones.
Yeah, it is a 20 CS lead. That is not good. And Renekton just lost a lot for that exchange.
Yeah, and since they're even in kills, it really doesn't make up for it, so. Oh.
But
I mean,
yeah,
otherwise, there's really not much going on, but the first Drake did spawn.
it's a much slower early game than the other game.
Oh, we have a Hex Tech Drake.
We do have a Hex Tech Drake. That means that we won't get Hex Gates.
Maybe we'll get Chem Tech.
Maybe we'll get Hex Tech. Oh, that Blitz Q nipped Kaisa's butt. I saw it. It was right there.
The Amumu is wait, not that Amumu, that's Maokai.
Well,
Gone.
Maokai was looking for something, but does get spotted out on their ward in the tri-bush.
He keeps throwing his saplings into that into the bush and river.
You could say
Waiting for
he
one
keeps
to step
spreading
up.
his seed.
Yeah. We had another term for it, but I won't go there.
Yeah.
So the gold all over or the gold on bot lane is fairly even.
It's an even game. All the gold is even.
Holy crap, yeah, it is.
But
Ooh,
Zyra finds a good
Sadness.
root onto the Ezreal, gets a poke damage, but the Amumu does miss Q. The Maokai for the return gate does move Zyra forward, and they do get an easy kill with that Maokai root onto the Zyra.
Easy.
Man, they thought TPO Goods thought that was gonna be a good engagement. The Maokai read the Amumu like a book, and the Blitz does land a hook onto the Amumu, trying to find something, but the Amumu flashes away. And with the assistance of Nimbus Cloak, is able to get out of that situation.
Nicely done. No, I do think that Ghost could potentially take this if they play it carefully. A call was picked up by Quirky.
I actually think that's smart. You know,
Yeah.
as Corki, you're probably your objective is to scale, and so
no.
the extra gold that is going to come into your pocket is helpful. The Corki does turn onto the Victor with the Olaf, and they try to find something. Olaf ults to get out of the cage, and it looks like no kills will happen.
No, but Victor did blow his flash in that little scuffle there.
And Corki. Victor and Corki both do flash. And because of that Skerfuffle up towards the top side, the Amumu thinks that it's a good time to get Drake, and I agree. And they get the first Drake of the game.
Yeah.
Do you laugh at something I said, Emily?
Yes.
What word was
Squabble. Squabble.
it? Skerfuffle. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
Skerfuffle.
A
Whatever.
Blitz
Oh my
roam
gosh.
top and hooks the Renekton that flash engages. What a great timing by that Blitzcrank.
That was a great hook.
Well, not even just like the hook, but the fact that at that moment, Renekton's like, yeah, I could do this, and flash engages onto the Olaf, and then gets blitz hooked.
That's unfortunate. Ezreal
The
all
Ezreal- Ezreal pumps some good damage on Zyra, and they're not going to be able to find anything on him. And the blitz is already back down here, ready to find another kill. The blitz might be able to land a hook onto the Kai'Sa. No, he's not going to try to attempt it.
It would be risky.
Oh, the
for
blitz does
Ezreal.
run and finds... Oh,
Oh no.
almost finds something. The Olaf does take a control ward in the Baron Pit, and Mumu was trying to look for something, but it doesn't really seem like he's going to engage.
Zyra blew
For some
her
reason,
flash
Zyra's
there.
still here, and Ezra took a wild guess and cued her in the bush. I'd say that Zyra should back right now. And she is.
Yeah.
The Olaf is trying to find a
Kai'Sa
good
alone.
engage into the Renekton.
Oh
Find some good poke. I mean, if the Olaf finds a hook onto the Kai'Sa, gets a lot of good damage. The Kai'Sa has to Killer Instinct to get that shield, and is safe for now.
He was forced to blow her flash though.
I think she flashed slightly earlier. Yeah, I think she
You're
flashed in the
always
last
right.
engage, because her and Zyra flashed around the same time. Blitz might try to find another hook onto the Kai'Sa. He tries and misses. And Zyra is able to land the root onto the Blitzcrank, and the Kai'Sa does go in, but she doesn't have Killer Instinct to finish off the kill. And Ezreal does E forward and finishes off the kill onto Dog Davis, finding a good engage. And here comes the Maokai while the Zyra's trying to find something. Maokai flashes forward with the Nimbus Cloak, is able to get onto the Zyra, and the Ezreal Q finishes her off. That was a great exchange of events. Because they were able to blow that Killer Instinct earlier from the Kai'Sa, that they knew they could try to find something if they try to re-engage, and everyone lived on the side of Piltover's Finest, and got some good Rift Hero gold down bot side.
Yeah. They could potentially, not so, I thought they were gonna get the, their first turn, but
I mean,
they
a lot
did
of plates is
not.
good enough. Sad is
Yeah.
going to try to find an engage onto bot side, but he gets
Oh,
hit by the
no.
Maokai root. And Ezreal Blue's flash, which I don't know if it was necessary, but they do find, eventually, a return kill onto the Maokai going over to the Kaisa. It is still right around a 3k gold lead at 11 minutes. So if TPO Goats doesn't find some way to slow the roll and stop dying, it's gonna start snowballing hard. The Mumu, they do try to find a kill on the mid on Corki, and they are able to find that.
That kill goes over to Deathflow, which the more kills he gets, the quicker he can upgrade his abilities. Because he has that lost chapter already, and Ezreal picked up the Essence Reaver and again the cooldown reduction boost. Kaisa's going a little bit of a different build. She didn't go straight Kraken's or straight Noonquiver first.
Yeah, she must have been on not optimal gold each time she's backed. And so, components it is. She should have almost enough, if not enough right now to get... She does. She has it. I think she has enough to get Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah, she can get the entire thing. No.
Maybe.
Not yet.
Maybe. It's close. It's close.
It is. I'm trying to do the math in my head and my head's not working today.
I think it's... it's very close. But the Blitz does find a good engage onto the Zyra. And they're able to get another kill on over to the Ezreal. I mean, I gotta be honest. If you said to me you could have a Fed Kai'Sa or a Fed Ezreal, I'd rather the Fed Ezreal, because
I'd rather the Fed Kai'Sa.
Fed Ezreal, the poke damage is crazy, and the Kai'Sa really relies on CC to try to even get into the fight, and so. If done properly. Oh, here comes an engage. The Mumu finds a good ult onto the Maokai and the Blitzcrank, and then the killer instant comes out. But man, the Kai'Sa just pops, and the Ezreal is able to get down the Mumu, and Maokai finds a double kill. And then the Maokai goes in onto the Zyra, trying to find something, and the Ezreal finishes off the Zyra as well.
All right.
That was
bloody fight.
Bad engage.
Yeah.
Now the Ezreal's trying to go onto the Victor, misses his WQ, but the Blitz hook does find him, and the Corki actually gets killed. And the Olaf is... if I were that Olaf, I would have ghost ulted it at that Renekton and just dove him under tower.
Yeah. I mean, he does have the ability to dive him and safely make it out.
There it is. This dive. He does find a kill, but it is going to trade over. I think he could have done that and lived earlier, but the Renekton was able to push out that wave and kill the wave under tower before the engage properly happened.
Kai'Sa does come back to lane with a full Kraken Slayer, and it looks like Ezreal's going Ravenous Hydra.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
I think that's Blitzwing's gonna go to Shirelius.
Yeah, Blitz is probably gonna get Shirelius. I don't know what else he normally goes.
I've been seeing quite a bit of different. It depends if you're going AP or AD, or not AD. Tank. I've seen Radiant Virtue, but that's not gonna happen this game.
Yeah, probably not.
No, because he's got the start of Shirelius here. This is not looking so hot for TPO Goats, I will say.
Well, that Blitz hook went wide.
He tried.
Was it a try? No, I'm kidding. He didn't try. But yeah, Sad is up top trying to... What?
I'm gonna beat you on the stream, I swear.
Physically?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get Boba.
Me and Nick don't even live near each other. You would have to travel 4 states to get to me, Emily.
Alright. Alright. Fine, you win this one.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There you go. We have Rift Herald up now. I really think that TPO
that
Goats
helped
wants
almost.
position for that. I don't know if they can, but they can.
Yeah. The bot should be able to take first tower here. And they do. And the Kai'Sa does go in and try to kill the Ezreal. The Ezreal flashes on top, and they are able to get the shutdown onto the Kai'Sa. But the Blitzcrank does end up killing him. And then on the top side, also, Piltover's Finest does engage and finds quick 3 kills.
Oh my god. Alright.
I mean, while I do respect the fact that Kai'Sa was able to get the kill onto the Ezreal and get that shutdown, I don't know if it was worth for all the bad that happened.
Yeah, no, because that just, it put the Blitzcrank, like it gave him the ability to get that Mythic, where Zyra is not quite there yet.
Yeah, but just like the trade on the top side of the map, they just lost Rift Herald and 3 kills top side.
Yeah, they're gonna drop this Rift Herald top, and that's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna be enough to take the turret, but it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close if the Olaf attacks it. I think they should be able to get the tower here.
Yeah,
especially with
yeah, this tower's gonna go down.
And at 17 minutes, Piltover's Finest is almost 7k gold up. The Blitzhook goes wide, but he does find the knockup and the Maokai knockup, and the Olaf is able to get another kill onto the Renekton.
And that tier 2 turret goes
Gone, and they're gonna try to get Shelly's gonna get another charge onto the tier 3.
No way.
Yes way.
Getting in inhib turret down this early is very dangerous for TPO.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to play extremely safe and pretty much like protect the base at this point.
It is not looking good for TPO Goats. And a flash hook again onto the Zyra. And then a Maokai root onto the Kai'Sa and then the tower, and the Maokai knocks her back, and the Maokai gets stunned by Victor W. And the Kai'Sa is able to get another shutdown kill. I mean, another Blitz hook onto the Amumu does kill him. But Kai'Sa's able to get another shutdown kill. And they do get another, they get a shutdown onto the Olaf. But the Ezreal is trying to chase this Victor. But the Victor almost blows up the Ezreal, but the Corki package is able to get those 2 kills.
This is this game.
I mean,
wild.
I gotta admit, Kai'Sa just got 3 shutdown kills. She's getting close to the point where, if played properly, she could carry this game and bring TPO Goats back into it. The Zyra is trying to stop the Drake from happening, but the Corki just pops her.
I really don't think she wanted to be there.
No, I wouldn't have
she
been
had
there.
no backup, no nothing.
Against a Corki and an Ezreal?
And Olaf was following right behind. And Olaf's gonna go right for this mid turret.
Yeah, you should be able to get that mid turret, yeah.
Between the 2 teams, it's more than a kill per minute.
It is. Now, no, not even between the 2 teams. Piltover's Finest legit just has over a kill a minute.
This is insane. This is a 4-1-5 Corki and a 6-1-7 Ezreal with the full rev and Hydra.
I mean, it's frightening. It really is.
Oh no.
I
was rooting for TPO Ghosts. It's just Kai'Sa's gonna have to play very safe. Like extremely safe.
Yeah. And like I said last game, based off of game 1, I saw Piltover's Finest could have won. And game 2
yes.
and now game 3 are pretty good examples of what I saw in that game. And yeah, now with that hook onto the Mumu, the Baron is up for grabs at 20 minutes.
I don't think
Oh,
that
they're
Ghost
just
can even
three.
contest that.
Yeah, they're just 3-manning it. Blitz isn't helping, and Olaf was pushing top.
Yeah, and they can't leave Olaf alone, because if they let Olaf get into him, then they have supers pushing into the base. So they kind of have to pick their...
Victor does get some bounty gold with the bot lane tower. Victor and Kai'Sa do, but this is not looking good for
No.
for
I
them.
think that they just... At this point, they just need to turtle and play for picks.
I mean, I gotta be real. It's a 10k gold lead in 21 minutes. They gotta
I'm
find.
trying to be
They have,
positive here,
they have to
Galaxy.
find
You suck
a
at this.
miracle team fight in order to get back into this game.
I believe. It's rough, but I believe. Renekton doesn't even have a mythic. He went Bork right into those pleated steel caps. He's got the Bramble vest. This is a rough game.
It's a rough game.
If you're comparing from like game 1 to this game, it's wild.
Yeah.
They're just taking turrets left and right. They have like zero fear against this team. Zero.
I mean, I wouldn't. If the entire game we were finding good picks and trades and objectives, I wouldn't be scared. I'd be trying to dive them under tower.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Ooh.
And there's the Blitz hook onto the Victor, and the Victor tries to turn it around and try to find a kill on the Blitzcrank, but is not able to find that. They are able to get down the mid and mid tower, and the Mumu finds a good engage onto the Corki, but the Blitzcrank is able to pull the Victor and kill him, and the Corki just sits there and kills the Mumu, and man, that was a lot of damage onto the Kai'Sa that tried to find something.
Yeah, the Kai'Sa that wasn't where she wanted to be. No, she did shut down the Corki though.
She did shut down the Corki, it's true. But now Renekton and Zyra are in their base alone, trying to defend against 4 members of this Fed team.
I
and
think
the Blitz hook onto the Renekton. Man, this Blitzcrank has me real confused. He's landed some amazing hooks and whiffed some as well.
I mean, he's missed them and then landed them.
Yeah, but with that, Piltover's Finest is able to win Game 3 of this series. Congratulations, Piltover's Finest. That was a clinic Game 2 and 3.
I mean, I gotta say, like, well played both teams. I mean, it was just that the 2 supports on the side of Piltover's Finest kind of like sealed the fate of both games. I mean, you had the Pyke that just continually roamed, the Blitzcrank with his hooks, the engages from the Maokai. It was crazy. That's crazy. Good game, both teams.
Yes, excellent games.
Thank you all for coming out tonight and hanging out with me and Galaxy as we try not to kill each other on stream. Tune in. We will be streaming some more games coming up. Our tournament series is starting February 24th, where I will probably be making fun of Galaxy for a good portion of that.
Making fun of me? You mean watching me carry every single game to victory?
No, I'm gonna watch Bowline take all your pentakills.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, TPO Goats, that first game was played really well, and Absolutely. They just started bleeding too early for their comps to come online, and Piltover's Finest really took advantage of the fact that they were aggressive early. It was some good games from both teams.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for casting with us tonight, Galaxy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we will catch you all later. You all have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.